Hello everyone, I am trying something new. I am working on making a little pair of mushroom earrings, and I was trying to decide how do I achieve that texture of the mushrooms. It's almost like what I thought was like a crepe paper, and then I thought I have crepe paper, so I cut a small square of it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a rolling mill, which I'll show you in a little bit. And I'm going to try to impress the texture of the crepe paper onto a sheet of copper. Now, before I do that, I want to make sure that the copper is really soft so it takes the texture. Otherwise, this could just smush and not really give me a very good imprint. So to soften the metal, I'm going to do something called annealing. And I'm going to take heat to it. Now, in this case, I'm just going to use this butane torch. I'm going to set it on this fire brick and pull my hair back. Even though it is a small torch, it's enough to do some damage. So, okay, so if you can see this, I am going to get it to work. Okay, so I'm going to heat this until the copper turns. It'll go through a couple stages. It'll first turn dark, and then it'll go to like an eggplant color. Once it gets to that color, I'll know that the metal is adequately heated. Another trick I tell my students is if you take a Sharpie marker and zigzag on the metal, when you heat it with the torch, once that Sharpie disappears, you know that the metal is properly annealed. So what annealing is when you get metal from a manufacturer, it's been machined to give it that nice flat sheet. And anytime you take force onto metal, it's called work hardening. So if you look at the atomic structure of the metal, and the metal is getting like a dull red, I'm just going to do that for a few more seconds and then stop it. So that's good. I'll let that cool for a little bit before quenching. But when you're looking at metal, if you were to go down to the atomic structure, all of the particles are really close together when you get it back from a manufacturer. It's been hardened, and to get it to soften, you take heat to it, and what happens is they start to separate and create more flexibility in the metal, and as it cools, it'll stay cooled in that relaxed state. And basically what it's doing is it's making that copper like a sponge, nice and soft, so when I run it through a mill, which is like a giant embosser, it's going to allow this very thin piece of paper with that texture to be imprinted onto the metal. So I'll be back and show you how I do that.